The evidence in the civil lawsuit launched by Virginia Giuffre against the Duke of York was too strong, the lawyer of the royal's accuser, David Boies, has claimed. Appearing on Talk TV's Piers Morgan Uncensored in an episode to be aired on February 21, Mr. Boies also claimed Prince Andrew could not say he never met his accuser during a trial. Andrew has always vehemently denied any wrongdoing involving Ms. Giuffre. This is because of the photograph reportedly showing Prince Andrew with an arm wrapped around the waist of Ms. Giuffre, then Miss Roberts, the lawyer explained. Although questions have been raised about the veracity of that image, Mr. Boies also told host Piers Morgan the Queen's second son would take a terrible criminal risk if he chose to lie in a deposition. The lawyer said, as reported by The Sun, "If you lie to an interviewer you may embarrass yourself, if you lie in a deposition you can go to jail." The lawyer also claimed, "This was a case where I think the evidence was too strong. You have her testimony and you have his complete denial. The question is he credible or not? Once the jury concludes that he's not credible with his claims that he never met her, I think the jury would probably conclude that he's not credible about claiming he didn't have sex with her. He would have been taking a terrible criminal risk." Express.co.uk has contacted representatives of the Duke of York for comment. Ms. Giuffre launched a civil lawsuit against Prince Andrew in the summer of 2021, in which she accused him of having sex with her while she was 17 and being trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein. The Duke of York has repeatedly and vehemently denied the claims. Prior to this lawsuit, Prince Andrew had sat down for an interview with Newsnight's Emily Maitlis to address his association with Epstein, a convicted sex offender who died in his prison cell in August 2019. The royal, speaking in November that year, claimed he had no recollection of ever meeting Ms. Giuffre and had no recollection of the picture reportedly showing him, Ms. Giuffre and Ghislaine Maxwell, a British socialite and former girlfriend of Epstein, at Maxwell's London residence ever being taken. The backlash sparked by that interview, during which the royal was accused by critics of not showing enough empathy for the victims of Epstein, prompted him to announce he would temporarily step back from public duties. In January 2022, after New York Judge Louis A. Kaplan rejected a request by Andrew's lawyers to throw out the case, the Duke returned his military associations and royal patronages to the late Queen. Buckingham Palace announced in a statement that following this move he would defend the civil lawsuit as a private citizen and would continue not to undertake royal duties. Andrew later announced he wanted a trial by jury, but within weeks it was announced he and Ms. Giuffre had reached an out-of-court settlement, which did not represent an admission of liability on the Duke of York's behalf. Almost 1 year after this settlement, a source claimed to the Mail on Sunday last month the prince wants to see what legal routes might be available to him to overturn the settlement he struck with Ms. Giuffre and was considering his legal options. Later that same month, the authenticity of the photograph showing Maxwell, Prince Andrew and Ms. Giuffre, which has become a symbol of the civil lawsuit against the Duke, was brought back into the spotlight, as the Mail on Sunday claimed it could prove this photo had not been doctored. The back of the photo has a stamp proving it was developed on March 13, 3001, 3 days after it was alleged the meeting between Andrew and Ms. Giuffre took place in London, at a major U.S. pharmacy chain, the newspaper claimed. Maxwell, who in an interview with Talk TV said she considers the Duke a dear friend but accepted this friendship could not survive my conviction, is among those debating the authenticity of the photograph. The socialite is serving 20 years in a Florida prison for procuring teenage girls for the disgraced financial tycoon to abuse from 1994 to 2004, a charge she continues to deny.
From above, now take